love all my clients, but I hate when people are like, yeah, I want to work on my grip strength and not use straps, or I felt that my grip was weak, so I'm going to stop or I don't want to use straps because my grip is weak. For any hip hinge, if you're hip hinging seriously, unless you're doing a good morning, if you're not using straps, you're definitely missing out on gains.
Using your back and shoulder movements to work on your grip is like thinking you're wanting to practice your singing, but doing it during dates and sex instead of its own singing time. Pac, you've done that, haven't you?
No. X underrated things you can buy today to make gains. It's 2024, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta make a living out here. Gotta tell you shit. All right, here's what you can buy. But no, in all seriousness, there are some things out there that you can buy. Obviously, do I even need to make the disclaimer that...
Pause. Do you sell them?
Not yet.
My man.
Do you sell them?
Maybe. I don't know what they are. But I sell a lot of things.
That's true.
Mostly my body and pride. Just kidding. I'm all sold out on pride, unfortunately.
Nice.
So if we can't buy me, what other stuff can we buy today to get mega gains now?
Yeah, mega gains, unfortunately, you can only get if you buy PDs, which are illegal in most countries to buy.
But in England, they're legal.
Legal to possess.
So become possessed with them, but don't buy them.
Do not do PDs. We're not recommending that. Not lawyers, not doctors. Actually, real doctors. This is not medical advice or legal advice.
I consider myself a lawyer.
It is, and it is legal and medical advice at the end of the day. You know, what isn't, right?
That's what I always say.
All right. So the first thing you can buy and all these things are things that can help you get more jacked and won't cost you a fortune. Some of them are really solid long-term investments and can actually make a difference in your gains long-term. So the first thing is creatine. The only supplement that I'd say will actually help you gain more muscle on average, right? There may be some people out there that are non-responders. Super cheap, no major side effects aside from maybe some gastrointestinal discomfort if you like load it or take a lot of it in a short period of time, but that's
which you shouldn't be doing anyway.
You shouldn't be doing 5 grams a day. Monohydrate. Correct. No need to concern yourself much about the timing.
Every morning I take creatine. I don't dry scoop it. I put a dry scoop of creatine in my mouth, and then I drink water and swish it around. And then always, like a minute later, I burp and literal like powder, like steam comes out. Powder gas.
I'm not sure. Like, I think I have certain sensory issues. And one is with creatine, the powder. I cannot drink creatine. I can, obviously, if I force it. But I hate it, so I take creatine pills.
Get out of here.
Fun fact. Like, the texture of the creatine, even unflavored, like, hate it.
Scott, I don't have any sensory issues, do I? There's all kinds of food that I can't eat. There are things that I look at that I despise for no reason at all.
Tell me
sorts of stuff. Buttons. If you have like an outfit with large buttons on it, if I was able to eye laser people, I would eye laser you, but not on your buttons because I hate looking at them.
What about sounds?
Scott, am I weird about sounds? No. Mostly food. Food is the big one. Onions, if I see them, I'm throwing up. I hate them. If they're flavoring my food, I love them. Figure that out. If I have a food where I don't get the texture of onions, but they're in there and no one tells me about it, I'm having a great time. If I catch a single onion, like, oh, it's in the burger, I am not eating the rest of the burger. When I was a child, I would throw a tantrum. Now I just get upset. I'm not inside my own head.
That's awesome. It's like, I'm going to listen to the PhDs talk about sports science expectations.
False.
Reality. This.
Autists.
Yes, 100%. So creatine, the literature on creatine, obviously not back in the day, the previous literature up until recently where there was a meta-analysis that looked at actually regional hypertrophy measured via ultrasound, more direct measurements of hypertrophy. Before that, when we looked at total lean body mass gained, which it can sometimes be a bit problematic in terms of actually judging how much muscle you're going to gain, creatine did seem to lead to like a few solid pounds of muscle gain per per month or per use, anyways, if you use it for an extended period of time. When we looked at regional hypertrophy, so had a closer look at the effect of hypertrophy on muscle growth, things weren't as exciting, but it was still beneficial. Some preliminary research suggesting potential positive effects of creatine on cognitive health and function as well. Nothing too insane. Creatine, amazing effects on strength and power,
especially rep strength in like 5 to 10 rep range. You can get a couple extra reps if you're a good responder.
It is a supplement that is like, if you're going to spend money and you want to get jacked, creatine is worth your money. Use this video to placebo yourself that it will do wonders for you. Obviously, don't expect that, but it's definitely worth your money, and it's a solid investment. You can buy it today and actually make more gains than if you didn't, without that meaning that if you don't, you're going to lose.
My favorite place to buy creatine is a website called www.paxcreatine.xxx.
And definitely download and run the executable file if you're in Windows or the DMG file if you're on Mac.
If you have uploaded photographs of your license somewhere on your hard drive, that's especially beneficial.
Yes, 100%. And do not feel the need to use a temporary card when buying it. Use your debit card ideally.
We do take routing and account numbers as well directly to your bank.
Sure. And your passport picture always helps expedite the shipping process.
Easy.
Thank you. So next up, and I think you sell or somewhat sell straps or Versa grips, any form of strap.
Yes.
Straps, amazing for back work, can help you completely eliminate any sort of grip issues. I hate when clients, love all my clients, but I hate when people are like, yeah, I want to work on my grip strength and not use straps, or I felt that my grip was weak, so I'm going to stop or I don't want to use straps because my grip is weak. For back work specifically, or for any hip hinge, if you're hip hinging seriously, unless you're doing a good morning, if you're not using straps, you're definitely missing out on gains.
Using your back and shoulder movements to work on your grip is like thinking you're wanting to practice your singing, but doing it during dates and sex instead of its own singing time. Pac, you've done that, haven't you?
No.
She's like, so like, what are you into? You're like singing. She's like, oh my God, like what? You're like, la, 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 la. She's like, oh, cool. You're like, I'm not done. Okay. La, 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 la. 3 hours later, she's running away, but you're chasing her singing.
Running away because, I don't know, insert joke.
Yeah, because she's running to around the block to get to you again.
Yeah, exactly.
Baby, come back.
To buy the wedding dress.
Yes, you're totally right. And the ring. Because my bitches, you feel me, they buy their own rings. You heard?
Yeah, 2024, baby.
I got the money, but I'm trying to spend it on you, girl.
Full circle. But yeah, lifting straps, I personally like 8-figure straps.
Those are elite, goated straps.
Oh, nice.
Because the downside with 8-figure straps is it takes a little bit of finagling to get into them.
Yeah.
But the upside is that your hand must rip off for you to lose your grip. Versa grips are very, very secure, but also really easy to put on and take off. So they're kind of like baller for that. Regular straps,
I never got it. I never got the appeal, man.
They just suck. They always, you got to redo everything. And like, it's just like someone's first attempt ever in the problem space. It's like if computer scientists and engineers and software guys today in like 2024, 2025, we're still using like only the original C programming language, like fellas, we can do better than this. Straps by themselves, it's like it's someone's first idea of how to solve the problem. Versa grips are better. Figure 8s are better. Chalk is dope. And you can buy chalk. Was that on your list?
It wasn't, but I'm a big fan of liquid chalk.
Oh, that's great because it's transportable and the customs people don't ask you why you have a brick of cocaine on you at all times.
Because I transport cocaine, bitch. Why do you? Oh, okay.
I do for a living.
Go right through.
You're like, listen, I know you buy your coke from me. He's like, oh, what's up, Pac? Yo, your shit is tight. Let him through.
But just to touch on the grip issue, because I can see some comments. Also, shout out C and shout out C++ for all the freaks out there. I briefly learned C++ when I was a kid. But yeah, for the grip issue where people are like, yeah, but I want to have a solid grip. And it's like, bro, if you're lifting weights for general life purposes, unless you're an arm wrestler or a grip athlete where you're going to do direct grip work anyways, you're going to be fine. You're not going to be weak or have a weak grip.
And you still have to hold on to the figure eights and the Versas anyway. Your grip's still getting an effect. And also, if you really want grip, do a couple sets of MyoRep wrist curls at the end of a few workouts. That means you get amazing back and delt work that's not limited by your grip, and then you get grip as well.
Or just do grip work. Just by the fucking wrist roller or the thingy, the Thunder holder, whatever it's called.
Rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
There's also the Captains of Crush Iron Mind grippers. Those are great. I would highly recommend.
By that, do grip work.
That's it.
All right. Next up is a solid gym membership, as ridiculous as that sounds, especially so I'm Greek, but I live in the United Kingdom. And here in the
trader,
but British citizen as well. So
mega trader. You left the seat of civilization to join the evil global empire.
People got really mad on one of the last ones where I said Europeans invented civilization. Like there was a solid amount of comments about that. So let me retract.
How many of them were Chinese bots?
All of them. But let me retract and say Greeks invented civilization alongside inventing.
Yes. So. Also, Europeans perfected civilization. Japan exists. Fuck.
Japan is really cool. Shout out Japan.
Technically in Europe, if you squint hard enough at the map.
Pretty much. Pun unintended.
Jesus. I have an Asian wife, so is that funny still?
Yeah, I think maybe. I don't know. But solid gym membership. Now, what do I mean by that? If you have gyms around you that are maybe a tad bit more expensive, but you have access to a lot more equipment, and that is the case in many countries that are a bit more advanced, investing a bit more per month and going to a gym where you can access multiple machines and multiple pieces of kit that may not be at basic gyms, I think that that's something you can do today to potentially make more gains long term. Now, can you make amazing gains with just a barbell and a couple of machines? Sure. But having access to, a multitude of chest supported rows with different resistance curves, having access to different leg machines as well, which is a big thing. So instead of having access to one barbell and the shitty leg press, all of a sudden you have a pendulum squat, you have 3 different leg presses, you have all sorts of leg extensions and leg curls. And there is literature out there to suggest that, having access to a seated leg curl may actually lead to more gains than doing a lying leg curl.
Yeah, it's variation alone. You can't do the same leg curl all the damn time. How important, Pac, to you is the saturation of eye candy in the gym? Those young TikTok boys with their pecs and their Young La outfits and those older, milfed out, fake titted bikini competitors. I mean, I thrive in that shit. What about you? You seem to be a person who is entirely focused, John Wick style, solely on the mission and don't even notice that other people are around.
No, I do. And the one reason that I'm training at a different gym now, so we had a new gym open in my hometown of Southampton, which is...
Southampton.
It's Southampton. It's not Southampton.
Hampton.
The Hamptons? No. We in the bits, baby. Shout out Southampton representing
Big
the vibes. SO14. That's my postcode. I doxed myself. It's a pretty big postcode. Come get me, you cunts. We're outside. Scott, the video guy's with me, and he's loaded.
By loaded, do you mean loaded up on mind-altering drugs, making him useless?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And money as well. In a good way, I don't know. Because he couldn't be loaded on anything else in the UK, unfortunately. Maybe a kitchen knife.
Maybe.
No kitchen knives, okay? Stop fucking sending the police over to my house. I gave you my address and trust, please. But joking aside, for me, the social...
Scott, I can't do it.
We're outside, baby.
You're too much. I love it. Fuck. Let me wipe the tears out of my eyes really quick. The succession of shout-outs got me.
Fucking
They're so fast. Scott, he's so fast. People gotta look at us like, why was Mike crying before this interview?
Oh,
please continue.
So...
You were saying your
like for different personality types, like for me personally, it's important. I switched gyms because a brand new gym opened up with a lot of really cool equipment.
Trader.
Yeah, a bunch of like hammer strength, plate loaded, which I'm not a huge fan of. I prefer the pin loaded stuff that you have or the click loaded. But anyways, amazing equipment. The other gym was equipped well enough, but just the people there.
Vibe.
The vibe, like if you are very busy and the gym is one of the chances for you to be social, I don't think that will lead to more gains, but whatever. If you enjoy going to the gym, you could make the argument that
Consistency.
Consistency, yeah. But I'd mostly look at the gym for the equipment and the blah, blah, blah. And if you can combine both, then best.
Great.
Awesome.
The RP Hypertrophy app has dozens of pre-made workout templates to help you build a plan faster than any other training software allows. But you can customize each plan exactly to your needs by prioritizing and deprioritizing any muscles you like to train, choosing the exact exercises you'd like to use, and customizing the volumes you employ at every single step of the process. If you're looking to bring up lagging muscle groups, look no further than the RP Hypertrophy app. Click on the link in the description of this video to get started.
All right, next up, and I'll go first with a training app.
Pimp that shit, Pack.
All right.
Pimp your shit.
I'll pimp everybody's shit, okay? So I'm fair, because obviously
Start with yours.
I'm a guest.
Or end with yours. Don't put yours in the middle.
Okay. We are like buying a training app, a solid training app that can coach you and that can do a lot of the boring work or take the thinking out of your training is something that you can do today. Spend a bit of money and actually potentially make more gains versus spreadsheets or even one-to-one coaching, which I'll get to in a second, mainly because of the price. We have an app coming out soon called MyAdapt. MyAdapt.com, available on iPhone, Android, and it is literally that. A coach in your pocket, you give it your info, you want a 3-day calf specialization program and you only have 30 minutes to train and you train in a home gym, it will do it for you. You want to do 6 days a week, push-pull legs with an emphasis on hamstrings and only have access to a powerlifting gym because you live in the middle of nowhere and that's all there's available, you're covered. Program adjusts continuously. There's no fixed sort of template. You miss a session, the app takes it in consideration, plans ahead for you, yada, yada, yada. You guys have an app as well, though. What about that app?
It exists. Yeah, RP Hypertrophy app, it's dope. I love the app, but lots of good apps out there, and I'm sure more being created. I think it's a little less about which app you use. Try a few of them and see which ones you like. If you want serious, like, you're hypertrophy geeked out and you want just jacked, yeah, like our app is optimized for that. It's super flexible. Your app is obviously in that same demographic. There are other apps that are just kind of basic. They give you a good routine. It's the fact that look, you're not going to go anywhere without your phone in nowadays. Mm-hmm. And, your app can just organize things for you so simply and allow you to do really good tracking and progressions. That a lot of good answers there. It's just like, if you're a person who knows what you like and you know your routine, you know it by heart, dope. If you're getting a little bit more serious, but you also don't want the cognitive bandwidth of, like, who the hell has a notebook with pencil and paper anymore?
It's a bit of a not virtue signaling. It's a bit of a signaling thing.
Yeah, like I'm hardcore.
Look at me with my notebook.
Yeah. I'm Mike Menser. Yeah, shit like that.
Fuck off with your notebook.
Yeah, so you draw a dick in their notebook and then throw it away, so that when they see it in the garbage, there's just dicks in there.
Relax, bro. Lift the weight. You're not a physicist here.
Yeah, exactly. What did you do?
Note it 2 sets down. Note it in the Notes app.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I used Notes app for forever until we got our own app. Yeah, apps are dope. What about coaching, Pack?
Yeah, exactly. So apps, RP Hypertrophy app is set at $40 a month, 35, 30, somewhere there for sure, right?
30-ish, but if you get the year, it's like more like 20-ish.
Exactly. So much less than the majority of gym memberships here in the US?
Correct.
And an easy sort of purchase. Same with our app, it will be somewhere around that ballpark. But if you have the money to spend on coaching, although I think I'll speak for our app, I think our app would cover you. Coaching can be a really solid investment, and it's something that you can buy today and make more gains, not just in the short, but also in the long term.
By learning stuff.
Exactly. And that's the main thing you should look out for when you look for a coach. It's not just a well-designed program, because again, apps, spreadsheets, you can get that easily. You can ChatGPT a relatively solid program. Maybe not. I'm not sure how advanced it is now. Okay, don't kill me.
ChatGPT is amazing, and I'm pro AI more than most living humans. But it doesn't have a personal experience of having trained before, and arguably never will, because robots are unlikely to train even when they're embodied. I like having a human coach because they have human experiences and can say, don't do that. That actually isn't going to work. Another thing with the coaching, accountability.
Yep.
Which is a big deal. And an app can't really keep you accountable because you can always just be like, oh, I'm not opening it today. But a coach will be like, DM you and be like, how was your workout today? And you're like, I didn't go. He was like, you mean yet? You're like, it's midnight. It's Saturday. He's like, see you at the gym. And there you are doing curls while everyone's at the club pouring Cristal all over female genitals. I mean, just literally Satanism is occurring in the best way possible. But you ain't got time for that shit because you're at the gym.
With the gym curling with your weird coach that is also there. But yeah, 100%, man. And coaching, like, if you have a coach who just like checks in once in a while and that's all you get, I think having a coach with an open line of communication where you can ask stuff, where you can ask anything that comes to mind, or if you see like a new video where you're like, oh, Dr. Mike or Pax said XYZ, what do you think about that? As well as seeing changes happening based on your feedback live and seeing how things are adjusted.
Big deal.
Yeah, that can be a really solid investment.
Technique corrections
as well.
Because the app's not going to correct your technique. It's just going to be like, here's a video.
Here's a video, exactly. And the human element for a lot of people can be game changing. So yeah, coaching, 100%. In my opinion, if you're a serious lifter, you can, like the ROI on that investment, assuming you don't get a shitty coach, is pretty high. Mm-hmm. Last but not least, I'd say push-up handles, chin-up bar, and adjustable dumbbells. So
great.
Hear me out here. I'm not sure why I said it as if you weren't going to hear me out.
Yep, and we're done.
Yeah, that's done.
What were you saying? No, we're good.
Donald Trump handshake. Pull you. I said Donald Trump. Fuck, I fucked him. It's on the RP channel. All right.
Yeah.
Freaks. I mean, he is the president. Shout out Scott, the video guy, for editing this out.
We keep it in.
So it's like, I'm a big fan of gains snacks. So the idea of doing like small bouts of exercise throughout the day as a way to get more volume in and just to keep things ticking along when you're very busy or when life, that may be a bias of mine because we're super busy. We've been busy the past few years and we still love lifting and want to lift 5 times a week and still get plenty of volume in. So having a pair of adjustable dumbbells up to 40 to 50 pounds, I think.
Yeah.
55. Some push-up handles and a chin-up bar or a dip station if you have more space. Like, okay, ideally have a home gym, but let's be. That's
like, the best investment is a home gym for yourself.
Buy a gym, be a millionaire. But having those around, even if you just have the dumbbells, all of a sudden throughout the day, let's say you have a couple of super busy weeks, you can integrate a few hard sets here and there between calls, between breaks, and just have those at home. And make amazing gains or keep progressing while still going to the gym. Maybe you end up not going 5 times to the gym and you go twice. You can do your leg stuff there, use some of the machines, do some of your barbell work, but then all of a sudden at home you're doing push-ups, curls, extensions, lateral raises, you're doing chin-ups, you are doing bicep curls, upright rows, bent over rows. You can do a lot of stuff and you can do those with minimal warm-up time and a pair of dumbbells and a chin-up bar and a pair of push-up handles are not going to cost you much, but they may come in clutch, especially in areas where weather gets bad. In the UK now, it's going to be raining for the next 6 months.
6 years.
Yeah, maybe you don't want to drive to the gym, but yeah, solid investment.